Que lo what, my peoples? It's your boy here, L Rock 5, coming at you from the beautiful New York City, the Bronx, in a beautiful afternoon. Temperature is around, 68 degrees, and I'm loving it. And the topic today is Sportster, the most iconic motorcycle that I would say the United States of America has. The Harley-Davidson Sportster. So let's start. Simplicity is the best sophistication. This bike is so easy to ride, so easy to handle, so forgiving, so easy to modify. Man, I love it, man. This motorcycle is the best. Why I say is the best, to me, why I say is the most iconic motorcycle, because this motorcycle has been around since 1957. And its engine, the Evo engine, has been around since 1984. I believe that there is no other bike with more aftermarket parts than the Sportster. I mean, the catalog for aftermarket parts for this bike is immense. And the modifications you can do to this bike are so plenty. I mean, this bike is pretty much a blank canvas. You can turn this bike into anything you want. You can modify this bike to any type of style of riding you like. I mean, you can do so much to this bike, man. I mean, just off the top of my head, I know you can turn this bike into a flat tracker. You can turn it into a bobber. You can turn it into a scrambler. You can turn it into a chopper. You can turn it into a cafe racer. You can turn it into, what else? You can keep it stock if you like. You can turn it into a touring bike. Yes, believe it or not, you can even go touring on this bike. I mean, a lot of people have done it, and not even on a 1200, which is what I am riding today, which is what I have. You can go touring on this bike. I mean, I seen, if you look around in the internet, you'll see that there's people that have gone coast to coast on an AA3, not even a 1200. So this bike, all you have to do, man, you want to go touring, you can. Just slap a windshield and I guess modify your shocks, and you're good to go, man. You're good to go, man. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's definitely doable. People do it all the time, like I mentioned. So yeah, man, this bike, I love this bike. This bike is so nimble, man. I mean, you can just flick this bike around. So easy to handle, man. Especially for the type of riding I do. I'm, a city dweller, so I don't really go out much, no more than 2 hours. And when I do, I mean, I do it, and it doesn't really feel that bad to me. I just love this bike, man. There's nothing like it. There's all the modifications you can do to this bike is just crazy, man. Like I first mentioned, man, the catalog is really big when it comes to modifications, man. There's so many companies out there that work, that modify this bike. And then the simplicity, like I said, man. I mean, anybody, if you have the right set of tools, you can work on this bike yourself. It's very simple engine. They also say that this engine is pretty much bulletproof. That's how much it's been tested. I mean, the bike's been around, like I said, since 1957, and throughout the years they just done, little modifications to the engine, and it's still running. And I'm just loving it, man. There's nothing like this motorcycle to me, man. I mean, it's just, I love it. I mean, like I used to ride before I had this Sportster. Like quite a while ago, I had a sports bike. As a matter of fact, I had a Yamaha R1, and for some reason, like I get more enjoyment out of this bike. And like I said, man, this bike is so iconic, man. So iconic and so legendary. I mean, you see all these bikes out here now these days, all in black. The Sportster brought that back out. Everything before it was all, you know, like in the 80s, I would say 70s and 80s. You know, everybody was into chrome, and, you know, all type of colors. But the Sportster brought back the blacked out look. I mean, it started, I think, with the Nightster. Yes, with the Nightster. The Nightster started the whole blacked out scene again. And also, I believe that this bike was the first sports bike. Believe it or not. This is the first sports bike, or the first bike that people started modifying. I think it was the Sportster. I don't know, I guess I gotta check up on that. So yeah, and this bike, it goes, man. This bike is not that slow. It's not as slow as people want to put it. People don't want to give this bike the credit it deserves, but I think the people that know about Harley-Davidson, that really know about motorcycles, respect this bike, but everybody else, they don't. And I don't understand why. I really don't understand why, when this bike is so good, man. Fast, easy to handle. Man, I'm loving this bike, man. Beautiful day out here. Wow, look how this bike feels. Nothing like this bike. It just goes. Catching up, keeping up with traffic. Who says this bike can't hang? Just keeping up with traffic. Excuse the sun, people. Yes, we all know it's a little rough on the bumps, but it's okay. You know? For the looks, I don't mind. I take it for the looks, because that's another thing. This bike is the most beautiful bike to me out of the whole Harley-Davidson lineup. It's the most beautiful bike. And something that I get a lot is that when I park and people who do not like Harley-Davidson, that's the first thing they tell me. Well, you know what? I don't really like Harley-Davidson, man, but this bike, wow, man, this bike is so beautiful. I don't really like them other big bikes, but this one, man, wow, man, this is so nice, man. This looks like it was from the 70s. What year is this bike? Oh, 2019? Wow, man. It looks like you got in a time machine. Yes, because I believe that if a person from 1957 gets on this bike and gets on a time machine and comes right now to the present, they will recognize this motorcycle. Anyway, guys, this will be it for today. really don't have anything else to say. Really don't have anything much to say, and I'm just gonna enjoy my ride, and that's that. So thank you for listening, and have a blessed day, and have a blessed afternoon. Peace.